This image of both of you, I guess, really in very warm climates in probably the summer months. I'm wondering if you can talk a little bit about some of the conditions that a budding archaeologist realistically needs to know about.
Do you want me to start?
Sure.
Bring your boots. And actually last June I worked in Guatemala, and that's the rainy season. So luckily there was a bit of a break in the rains. But yeah, you've got to work outside. You've got to be prepared for the cold in the morning and the good temperatures in the midday. And actually had a shelter that we lived in, but we were on a farm that had something like 40 cows on it that trod through the area at times. So you've got to like the outdoors. But again, many people really light up under those circumstances and really enjoy it, and that's the way it was.
So you talked about teaching medieval history. How have you been able to bring artifacts into that teaching process?
In both the ancient and the medieval history. In some circumstances, you can bring some of the artifacts back with you to the States. It depends on local laws about this. But to call back to mind what Jim Sorensen just talked about in your earlier segment, you can really establish a connection when they can hold something in their hands. It's a physical connection. And when you pass around a potsherd or a glass fragment or a coin that somebody made thousands of years ago, that was good money thousands of years ago, they feel the weight of the thing in their hands, and suddenly things start to mean something. A name isn't just a name anymore. It goes with an object. It goes with something solid. So they can always be used as not just props, real aids to help them understand why this kind of thing is important.
And those things that you just mentioned, they're everyday objects. So unlike the movies, people are not running around looking for gold jewelry and jewels and other. It's really the objects of every day that help us learn, and I guess that's really what you're hunting for in a sense.
And that's the strength of the archaeology, really, is to be able to fill in these pictures of, the wealthy queens who wear their wealthy jewelry. We already have a pretty good idea about how they live, but it's the everyday folks, how they get by on a day-to-day basis, that archaeology really helps to fill in the picture with.
Wow, fascinating. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, some final thoughts.
Welcome back. In just a minute or two left in our discussion today about digging up the past, archaeology, the field of archaeology, and some of the exciting things going on in Montgomery County. We brought back with us for the last minute or two Jim Sorensen from Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission from the first segment, because Jim, I know you want to get a message out there to people that this kind of operation you're in takes volunteers.
Yes, it does. Archaeology is very labor intensive, and Heather Boslog and myself are the two archaeologists for the county for 30,000 acres of parkland and 300,000 acres in the county. Wow. And it takes
piece of cake. Why can't you cover all that?
It takes any number of volunteers. We couldn't possibly do it without them. And so we're always looking for volunteers and people to help in lab work, even, for instance, if you don't like excavation and things. There's all sorts of types of things.
All right, so if somebody wants to volunteer, they need to go to the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning website, and we're going to give that website address, and they can look up Jim Sorensen for that, right?
Yeah, yes, indeed.
All right. Jeannie, in the last couple of seconds we have, somebody wants to learn about how they could study archaeology at Montgomery College. Where should they go?
They could go to the department website, which is the Sociology, Anthropology, and Criminal Justice website. And our courses, you can find the courses through that. Or call us. They can call either Mary Gallagher or myself.
Okay.
And we'd be glad to help guide them.
They all can be found right on the Montgomery College website, so we'll send them there.
Yeah.
Thanks so much to both of you and to all of our guests today. Great discussion we've had about archaeology and digging up the past. We want to thank all of you for watching Campus Conversations. I'm Steve Simon.
And I'm Fritzi Bodenheimer. If you have comments about today's show or suggestions for future episodes, send an email to campus.conversations@montgomerycollege.edu. For all of us here at Campus Conversations, thanks for watching.